Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 4 Key Skills to Take Charge of Your Life webinar. So most of you I haven't met before, and some of you will still be joining. I see more people coming on. So my name is Janine Shaka. Just before I begin, I just want to let you know that what I'm sharing here tonight is from a personal development program called the Silva Method. It says at the bottom there, I'm a Silva Method trainer. And the Silva Method absolutely changed my life. I cannot tell you how it transformed my life about 9-10 years ago. In brief, I was working in corporate. I actually worked in corporate for 20 years. I no longer do. I work for myself now. But at that stage, it was really the worst time of my life. I was never in a worse place, and I really never struggled before in my life with feeling like a failure or having anxiety or being so stressed that I got physically ill. It went on for 18 months. I lost all my confidence at work. It was really the most stressful time of my life. So I had a lot of audio programs, a lot of CDs, a lot of books. I was really well aware of many spiritual teachers. I was an avid follower of many people at that stage already. I won't name them all, but just there was like Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay, Mike Dooley, Bob Proctor, people like that. And I had a lot of success using that. But when this terrible time of my life came around, I couldn't get out of that stuck place. And I didn't actually know which way was up. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. And things actually got worse and worse till eventually I was sick for maybe 12, 18 months. No doctor could get me better. It was all from stress. And one night, I think I was just very blessed. I stumbled across the Silva Method website, and I read someone's review there, and they said that they were doing so badly at work they were afraid of being fired, and then they used the Silva Method, and just 6 months later they became top salesperson. So I was actually in a sales role at the time, and I just bought the program immediately, and I applied it every single day. It was like my lifeline. And what happened was 5 months later, everything in my life had turned around. I went from a place of being afraid of being fired to becoming top salesperson in the company. I stayed top salesperson that year, the following year, the year after, until I left. Everything worked out at work. I got promoted. I was selected for the top talent team. Most importantly, my health came back. And probably even more important than that was my confidence came back. And the Silva Method literally reprogrammed my mind, and it reprogrammed it in such a way that it was sustainable. I never went back to old habits. I never went back to chronic negative thinking or anxiety, or negative thoughts or worry and feeling like a failure. And I was very impressed by it and unbelievably surprised with the success that the program brought into my life. So the short story is, I wrote to Silva International in the US and I said, there's no Silva Method in Australia. I can't find a trainer. It would be my dream to teach this to others and help people how this has helped me. So the long story short is, they wrote back, a couple of things happened, and today I'm the only trainer of the Silva Method in Australia. And I'm very, very passionate about this program. I have so much confidence in this program. I would bet anything on it, how it's guaranteed to give you changed results or things that you want in your life. If you have intention, this program can do it. And the reason this program for me is a standout compared to others is it's very, very simple and very, very structured. So what I'm sharing tonight is a tiny tip of the iceberg off the information from the Silva Method. I'll tell you a little bit about the Silva Method as we go through the slides, just in brief what it's about. But what I'm really sharing here is something called the 4 Key Skills to Take Charge of Your Life. So these 4 key skills, I have to say, are timeless. They applied 1,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, and they will apply whether it's 1,000 years in the future or even longer. These skills will not change. And it sounds very over-promising, but the truth is, these are really the only 4 skills you need. And if you really somehow refine these skills in your life, you can be successful in any endeavor, and you can really have anything you want. So that's my intro, just to tell you who I am, what I bring to the Silva Method, and why I'm doing this. And this is a webinar just to create awareness for people as to the fact that the Silva Method is in Australia. It is a program, a little bit about it. And I'm going to share with you tonight some tips and techniques that, if you apply them, will make a dramatic difference in your life straight away. If you don't apply them, nothing will really change. They say, you know, knowledge without application is pointless. So my wish and my hope, my sincere hope, is that, you know, even if it's just one idea that you take out of tonight and apply it in your life for the better, then bless you. And I hope that, you know, you get some value and improvement. So besides being a Silva Method trainer, I'm also a John Maxwell certified leadership trainer and coach and speaker. John Maxwell is the world's #1 leadership author and speaker. And then I also have another business. I help people create wealth through investment property. So I've got 2 businesses. So I left corporate in 2015 and have been doing this since then. And everything that got me where I am, I give credit to the Silva Method. All right, so let's begin. Right, so the 4 key skills to take charge of your life are these 4. The first one is the ability to remain calm and focused even under pressure. This is about managing and reducing stress. This is skill number 1 because it's the foundation. This is the most important skill you need to develop. It's the first one because you can have all the goals, all the dreams, all the visions, you know, all the opportunities. But if you don't know how to manage and reduce stress, you can never really be your best. You can't think clearly. You can't make good decisions. You can't function at your optimum. Your memory is not the best. You don't sleep well. You're not physically well. You get sick. So managing and reducing stress is the most important skill we ever have to get on top of in our life. And I'm going to give you some tips tonight on how you can do that. The second one is become clear as to what you really want. Clearly defined goals and achieve them faster. You may say, oh, Janine, that's so obvious. We know that. And I'd say, you know, the truth is the statistics have shown that if you ask 100 people, what do you really want out of life? That 98% can't answer you straight away. Only 2% can. So most people don't know what they want. They can tell you what they don't want. People are very aware of what they don't want, what they don't like, what's making them unhappy. But when you say, what do you really want? People often struggle to clarify it. So this is so important because if you want to go ahead and have better or be better or do better, you need to be very clear as what it is that you want, because wishy-washy goals give wishy-washy outcomes. But clearly defined goals give you clear outcomes and you really get what you want. And then I'm going to share with you how you can achieve the goals faster. Number 3 is huge. This is overcome self-limiting beliefs. We all have them. I'm going to share with you 2 important things. One is to know what they are, because self-limiting beliefs are not in our conscious awareness. They're in our subconscious mind. We don't even know we have them. But these are the things that are keeping you stuck from either earning more money, being more healthy, having better relationships, being more fit, having more fun, whatever it may be. It's a limiting belief. So I'm going to share with you how to become aware of them and how to overwrite them. Then the last one is, how can we make better decisions and recognize the right opportunities for us in our life? So decision is actually a skill. We can learn and develop decision making, and it's a key ingredient for success, really important. So how we do number 4 is through accessing and refining our intuition. All right. I'm just going to put some lines on mute. Please unmute your lines at any stage to talk to me. I'm just got some noise in, some noise in the background. Sorry. All right. So let me begin. The screen's black. Don't think anything's gone wrong. I just want to talk to you for a second. You You know, science has proven that each and every one of us has a blueprint. And this blueprint determines how much money we earn, how successful we are, the quality of our relationships, how we give and receive love in our life, how healthy we are, and I can go on and on. So this blueprint is also termed our conditioning. It's like your formatting. And psychologists call it your paradigm. So I want to unmute your lines and I ask for your participation. Where do you think this conditioning comes from? And just shout it out. Doesn't matter who you are. I won't ask you to identify yourself, but just answer for me. Where do you think this conditioning comes from? And if you've got your own lines muted, you can unmute yourself. Welcome, Chris. I see someone named Chris has joined and someone named Jazz has joined. So go ahead. Where do you think this comes from?
Oh, parents, schooling. It's from the ancestors, I believe, that we passed down generation to generation, kind of like it's an energy DNA. The media growing up, it's worse for young people now with the internet and the pressure, I think. Yes. And I think just also employers and neighbours, and just anybody has got the ability to make us feel like we're not good enough.
Yes, and what age do you think we develop most of our conditioning?
I believe from conception. I don't know if it's true, but I believe that mother takes on board a great deal of the environment during pregnancy, and then they say that our personalities and our viewpoint, our paradigm, is set by the age of 7.
Yes, okay.
When we leave our spiritual self behind and get socialized.
Okay, is that Caitlin who spoke?
Yes, that's right.
All right, you're 100% spot on. So our conditioning came basically from 0 to 7. In psychology, it's called the imprint phase. So the truth is this. We're not responsible for our conditioning because, as Caitlin said, it came from our parents, our teachers, schooling, our loved ones, and the media. Remember, the media is very important. So we're not really responsible for our conditioning, but we are responsible for changing it because we're not victims. And when I say change it, we all need to change our conditioning somewhere. There's not a single person who's got this perfect conditioning. Well, there may be, I could be wrong there, but if you want different results in any area of your life, better and improved results, which is normal because we are designed inherently as human beings to want to expand more and express more and develop more of our potential. So when I say we're responsible for changing it, I'm going to share with you exactly how this works. But here's a quick definition of paradigm. So it says the paradigm is a mental program that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior. And almost all of our behavior is habitual. Now that's really important. If you think about this, it's really controlling the way you behave. And you're doing it through habit patterns. You're not really operating consciously. So here's the best way to describe it. There was a fantastic doctor named Dr. Thurman Fleet decades ago who helped us understand the mind. And I'm going to share it with you because if you've got a picture, you can understand it. So we know what the brain is. The brain's the organ in your skull, and you know what it looks like. You've seen pictures. But we don't know what the mind looks like. We don't even know where the mind is. We don't know anything really about the mind. Is the mind in your skull, or is the mind in every cell of your body? Is the mind in this entire universe? No one can really say. So that's why Dr. Thurman Fleet came up with this diagram. He said, let's just make it simple, draw a picture, and let's explain how it really works. So let's assume that that top part is your head. And it's no mistake the head is bigger than the body because it's the head that controls every movement you make of your body. Everything your body does is first a thought. So if we had to assume the top half of the mind is the conscious mind, it's your thinking mind. And let's assume that the bottom half of your mind is the subconscious mind. Well, it's the subconscious mind that controls all your behaviors or the body. and all your behaviors give you your results. So if that's the case, subconscious mind controlling the body and the behavior, giving you the results, then I would say, looking what we said, remembering what we said earlier about the paradigm being this mental program having exclusive control, when the body's operating from the subconscious mind, it's called autopilot mode. So my question to you is, what percentage of the time do you think that we're on autopilot mode? Any guesses?
100%, 99%.
Okay, any other guesses?
70%?
How much?
70?
70. Okay, anybody else want to guess? Is that right or wrong? I'm just having fun with you. Anyone? No? Okay, so the truth is, we're on autopilot 90 to 96% of the time. So that previous definition of the paradigm says almost exclusive control. This is really important. Why is it important? Because we think we're running our lives. We think we're controlling our results. We think that we are doing this all consciously. The truth is you're really not. You're on autopilot 90 to 96% of the time, which is driving all your behaviors and giving you your results. So if you want to change your results, my question is, do you think it's easier to do it with conscious effort and willpower? Or do you think it's easier, knowing this diagram now, to get better results by reprogramming the subconscious mind?
I don't want you to talk all the time, so other girls, please speak up. It's Caitlin here, and I'm going to say, like Chris Gibson said, pre-program, for sure.
Yes,
You've got to get the subconscious mind to be our goal.
I've got Chris who's answered with a note. Thanks, Chris. He said to reprogram. Yes, correct. The most effective way is to reprogram the subconscious mind. Now I'm going to give you an alarming statistic, which is based on neuroscience. Do you know how many times more effective it is to work at the subconscious level to change your life, to change your results, than to work with conscious effort and willpower? Any guesses? How many times more effective? Any number is a good number. 100 times? No, more. Much more. Go on. One more guess. 1,000. Okay, we're getting better. How about 30 times that? According to neuroscience, it's 30,000 times more effective to reprogram yourself at the subconscious level than to try to change the results in your life with effort and willpower.
Nine.
Now, that's really an astounding result. And that's the reason there is, if you look what's going on in the subconscious mind, are all our habits, all our beliefs, all our self-confidence, and all our self-worth. So, my friends, why am I telling you this? Because the Silva method is a dynamic meditation program that works at the subconscious level. That's why it changed my life so profoundly. And Caitlin spoke before we started recording, telling me that she's a Silva graduate who did the Silva method in 1994. The program's been around for 52 years or 53 years now. And what amazing results she got after doing the program as well. And the reason is, we reprogram the subconscious mind. It automatically drives different behaviors and gives you different results. The best example I can use here is trying to reduce weight. If you know anyone who's obese, or not even obese, needs to lose 5 kilos, even 10, you know how difficult it is for that person. They take off 2 or 3, they put on 1 or 2. They take off 3 or 4, they put on 5 or 6. It goes back and forth. If it was so easy to reduce weight, everybody on the planet would be at ideal weight. We wouldn't have any obese people. And we know what an epidemic we have with obesity. Why is it so difficult? Well, it's so difficult because we try to do it with conscious mind. We try to do it with willpower and effort. Eat a different regime, exercise, control this, control that. It's really difficult and not very sustainable. But if those people, like we do in the Silva method, there's a weight loss technique. We call it weight reduction, actually. We don't try to lose anything. Anything you lose, you want to find. So we don't want to lose weight because we want to find it again, like losing your car keys, losing money, losing anything. So it's weight reduction. We reprogram the subconscious mind to have a new image. It says there, your self-worth. It's also your self-image of a new person with a different size. And I'm telling you, I've done this in my own life. It automatically drives different behaviors. And when I was doing this, I tried to reduce, I know it sounds silly, but it was like 3 or 4 kilos. But I'd been trying for like 8 years to do it. I did the Silva method. I didn't make too much of an attempt with exercising or eating differently. I thought, let me just start programming the mind. And you know what? One day I got up at the same time and I thought, isn't that interesting? I feel energetic. I feel like going for a walk. Actually, I feel like running. I put on my clothes. I went outside and I walked for whatever it was, an hour, 45 minutes. I used to go out, go to a coffee shop. Isn't that interesting? I don't feel like having anything sweet. I always have something sweet with a cup of coffee. And I'd say sometimes I just feel like eating, and I'd make a different choice. I felt like eating healthy things, fruits and vegetables. And that's all because I just reprogram the subconscious mind. You automatically change your behaviors. So this is the most important slide, I think, to help you understand for yourself how you get different results the fastest, easiest, and most sustainable way. All right, now let's get into these 4 key skills. So just before I begin, the Silva method is a scientifically proven step-by-step program of very easy to learn structured techniques for better success, better health, and more happiness. If anyone knows any of these people here, Jack Canfield, Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, Louise Hay, and so forth, these are all Silva graduates. They all did the Silva method before they were famous. Wayne Dyer mentions the Silva method in more than one of his books. And he's even quoted on the internet saying, it's something you have to do. Deepak Chopra also says it's the most effective reprogramming course for the mind. So to put it into perspective for you, it's not that I'm blowing the Silva method above everything else that's going on in this world. The Silva method was the original program, the very, very first personal development program back in 1966. And everything subsequent to that is, I don't know, potentially a copy of it somehow or different type of course. This was researched for 22 years by Jose Silva, the founder, and it's actually in over 110 countries around the world. So it's really stood the test of time. What we do is we go into a state of meditation when the mind is very calm. So it says there are deeper levels of mind. The conscious mind is shut down. Once you go into meditation, when your subconscious mind is now very receptive to programming, we then use creative visualization, guided imagery, mental rehearsal, and that makes impressions on the subconscious mind. That's really how you change your paradigm. And then also 2 days of the 4-day program is developing intuition. Intuition has got to be the most important skill you can ever develop in your life. Why? Because it guides you. And your intuition will never guide you wrong. It was Wayne Dyer who said, if prayer is when we're talking to God, then intuition is when God is talking to us. And it's true. Intuition is the most valuable skill. So that's really what it's about. Just to give you a quick overview of just 1 or 2 of my Silva graduates. This lady at the top there, Anne-Marie, she had insomnia for 12 years. She was going to sleep clinics, doctors. She couldn't get over insomnia. She heard about the Silva method because she actually worked with me when I was still in corporate, and she came and did the course. And by the very first night, she had the best night's sleep she had in 12 years. And by the second night, she slept right through. And she hasn't had insomnia since. So there's a sleep technique in the Silva method, and it's very simple, very effective. Nothing to do with using drugs in your life ever. It's the worst thing is sleeping pills. The lady below there, as incredible as it sounds, she's a Silva method trainer in Singapore. Her name's Pooja. I did the course with her. We became trainers at the same time. That's our trainer in the middle, Ken. And Pooja, at 22 years of age, fell off a 2-story building, broke her neck, punctured the nerve bundle, and was declared quadriplegic, full body paralysis from the neck down. When the doctor said to him, quadriplegic, he said, no way, I will walk again. And they said, look, don't want to dampen your hopes, but it's a permanent condition. And she said, there's no way. I will walk again. I will climb Mount Kilimanjaro. She had an awareness of the Silva method already then and visualization, and she just used it with absolute determination. She came back to full body function, and then it took years for her to overcome the pain, about 7 years in total. She's fully recovered today, and she did climb Mount Kilimanjaro about 4 years ago. So today she's a Silva method trainer too. I'm telling you that story because if you have not heard of people coming back from paralysis, you need to Google that, my friends, because it's not a permanent condition. It was a limiting belief held by the medical industry for centuries, and whatever we believe, we manifest. So people were just believing paralysis permanent. Their bodies will never recover. The first man to overcome paralysis was a guy called the Miracle Man. Went onto YouTube, and the more awareness came out there, like I'm sharing with you now, if you can just get the belief that our human potential is unlimited and the power of the mind is infinitely powerful, and here's a perfect example of what can be achieved, using the power of the mind. And if you put that in perspective of our goals in our life, it really, makes us realize there's a lot that we can easily achieve and accomplish if we just apply some mind effort and visualization. Okay, so let's start with the skills now. So the first skill is how to stay calm and focused even under pressure. When I said this is the most important skill, I really mean it. We know how much stress affects every single area of our lives. There's not an area of our life that stress doesn't affect. So I'm going to give you 2 tips tonight on what you can do to immediately apply something to improve this for yourself. So I want to start off just having a bit of interaction here. Please don't take long to answer. I don't mind if you all shout at the same time. That'll be fantastic. Go as fast as you can. And tell me, what do you think? Just unmute your mics just check if they're unmuted. Tell me, what are some of the early warning signs of stress emotionally and physically?
Anxiety, depression, repetitive thoughts, inability to concentrate, lack of focus, uncertainty, ambiguity, emotionally.
What's the last one?
Oh, sorry, I just said like their emotional responses.
Yes, you mean like mood swings?
Yes, but feeling that you are not in control and that out there the external environment is running your life, not you,
yes.
And you're not responding. You're not resourceful. You're not interacting well with that environment. That environment is actually running you.
Correct. Yes. Anyone else? Any other warning signs of stress? Thank you very much, Caitlin. That was excellent. Got lots out of you there. Very good.
It was excellent.
Hello, Denise. Any other warning signs of stress? What about you, Lee?
I would say trouble breathing, trembling.
Yep. Anyone else? No? Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Did you want to say something?
Well, it's similar to what the other person said, shallow breathing, hyperventilating, not sleeping well, insomnia, a lot of things.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Let's have a look at the list. Yep. So being irritable. Okay, here's some more answers here. Hold on the chat line. Fear. The worst thing is to have that feeling of fear. Yes. Living in the past. Being stuck. Awful feeling. Thank you so much for sharing that. There's a terrible feeling of being stuck. That's what stress does. You don't know what to do. You don't know where to go. You feel like you can't do anything. That's a terribly disempowering feeling of being stuck. So they're the others. Being impatient, spoke about anxious. And another one is the feeling that you can't cry, or you cry too easily, or you can't laugh, or the feeling of being overwhelmed. On a physical level, I think Caitlin mentioned many of these, and Denise as well, and Lee. Headaches also, digestive orders, no tolerance to pain. Whatever small pain we have, if we stress, that pain is exacerbated. How about fatigue? We all know that. When we're under stress, you just have fatigue. You're tired on a Monday. That week hasn't even begun. And then poor memory. Many people say they've got a bad memory. Most of the time, I can tell you there's nothing wrong with your memory. There's a problem with you accessing your memory because it requires a relaxed state. When we're stressed, we don't have access to our memory. Our brain doesn't function properly. The blood vessels are constricted. There's not enough blood flow. So nothing usually with memory. So now my question is, what kind of behaviors do we take? So what kind of things do we consume when we're stressed?
Oh, alcohol. Yeah, sorry, Denise, go ahead.
No, that's thank you. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Alcohol, yes. Anything else?
I consume cigarettes to my deep distress.
Okay, great. Cigarettes, good. What else do we consume?
Oh, chocolate and fatty foods, all the things that are going to bog us down and make us heavier. We tend to go for those things instead of the light, good food that's going to help us recover or sustain us.
Yes. Now, for the million, here's another answer here. Hold on a second. Sugar. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Also, avoidance behavior for stress is true. All that's also come up now. So, yes, we eat, we consume food, we eat too much potentially, or we eat too little, but eating too much, the wrong things, and sugar. So my question is, why do we consume products like alcohol, cigarettes, sugar, chocolate, fatty foods, do you think? What do they do?
It's an instant gratification thing and it's a form of escape from that stress. You think it is.
Yes, so how does it make you feel? Makes you feel better, right?
There's a short-term benefit, a very short-term benefit,
yes.
But then that vitiates very quickly, and then we're left feeling even more distressed than we were before we consumed the things that are bad for us.
Yes. So I've got
it's like a spike.
Pardon?
I said it's like a spike. It's a hit.
Yes, it gives you a hit. So someone else wrote here on the chat thread, endorphins. So it's actually quite true. When we consume products like alcohol, caffeine, comfort eating, chocolate, coffee even, the reason they make us feel good is they cause the brain to release two chemicals, serotonin and dopamine. The one makes you feel good, or the one makes you sleep better, the other one makes you feel good. So serotonin is a precursor to melatonin, and dopamine makes us feel good. So this is why we go for things like that. Now, here's the first tip for tonight. Did you know that deep belly breathing in the lower belly, not in the upper chest, down below where your belly button is, deep, slow belly breathing is a natural antidote to stress, and it causes your brain to release serotonin and dopamine. And it's free. And it's healthy. So, first tip for tonight is meditate. Meditate daily. So I don't know if any of you do meditate daily. If you do, fantastic. If you don't, you do it sometimes, great. At least you've tried, you've done it here and there. And if you have never meditated in your life, then maybe this is the one reason you came onto this webinar, and it's no coincidence. My friends, I have to tell you, there is nothing that's more effective in training your mind and body to become relaxed and calm as meditation. There is nothing that can come close. And you might say, oh, Jean, we know that to meditate is so good and helps with stress. I'll say this, there's one thing knowing it, and it's very different to actually using it, applying it, integrating it into your life every single day so that over time, you actually become a person who's calm and focused even under pressure. So to meditate daily is step number 1. And if it's the only thing you attempted out of this entire webinar, your life would change for the better. If you meditated every day, even for just 5 minutes, for a full week, you'd feel better. And if you did it for longer than 30 days, you would contact me and say, my life's really improved. Just going to mute a couple of mics here. Or if you are making any noise, if you wouldn't mind just muting and unmuting your own mics, I don't mind. So when we meditate daily, what we're doing is we're creating what we call a resourceful state. This resourceful state is that feeling of deep relax, that feeling of calm. And you condition yourself when you practice it all the time, that it becomes who you are. You find yourself not flaring off at the hand, flying off at the handle, not getting your temper raised. You can focus better. Meditation is the most wonderful thing for so many benefits. I think I've got some benefits on the next slide here. Yeah. So here are all the benefits, of meditation. It definitely dissolves stress chemicals whilst you're meditating. Did you know that if you meditated every day for more than 30 days, you would automatically lower your blood pressure, lower your cholesterol levels, stabilize your blood sugar. It boosts your immune system. If you're sick, it accelerates healing. It definitely gives you that feeling of inner peace and harmony, which is so important. If you ask, people say they want this, they want that. What people really want is inner peace. I'm telling you honestly, they think they want all these other things in life, but they really do want inner peace. To be clear focused, to be more productive, best of all, to get more energy. Wow, meditation, as strange as it seems, because you go so calm, it actually boosts your energy. If you're tired in the afternoon at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, and you think you need to have a double shot coffee or a chocolate, why not leave that aside and try going for some slow, deep belly breathing for just 5 minutes. I can promise you, you would increase your energy. Intuition. This is very important. You cannot access your intuition if you're stressed. So the more you practice meditation, the more intuitive you become. And you actually get intuitive insights or intuitive guidance whilst you're meditating. Like, oh, that idea, where did that come from? And it guides your life. But besides that, when you continuously meditate every day, you condition yourself to be calm. And a calmer person is way more intuitive than a stressed person, because you just cut off that signal. It's like static in this GPS signal, really. Like if you could think about your car and a GPS system, imagine if the signal was disturbed, you wouldn't know where you're going and get lost. It's the same thing with intuition. To get that clear signal, you need to be calm and relaxed. Also, that feeling of being in the good flow state or having inspiration, taking inspired action, wonderful feeling. You don't need to be motivated to work. You feel inspired. You have taken inspired action. It's very light. It's effortless. It feels good. And also creativity requires a relaxed state. So I'm just going to go back one slide. Sorry. It says here, the Silva method long relax. So the long relax is a 26-minute guided meditation with a sound in the background, which is crafted by Jose Silva. It's a metronome sound. It just helps guide the brain waves to slow down and stay calm. And you can get this for free off my website. So the website is there, the silvamethodaustralia.com.au website. If you scroll down halfway, you'll get a box there. You fill in your name and you just click submit, and it will send you the Silva method long relax. And there's a short video of about 4 minutes, just an instructional video, how to get the best out of it. Please do that and try that long relax. And if you've got any health conditions and you use the long relax, I promise you it will help you heal. And if you really aren't well, you should use the long relax 3 times a day. I can promise you it accelerates healing. I speak from experience. It's better than any Panadol or anything you want to take if you're not feeling well. You really do boost your immune system. So that's my gift to you. Now, secondly, so to remain calm and focused, the first thing is meditate daily. Step number 2, let's talk about words. You've heard that words affect your brain. I'm sure you've heard that before. You know, you can say something positive to yourself, It'll improve your performance. You can say something negative to yourself. It will affect your performance negatively. So there's a book written there by two neuroscientists. One is Andrew Newberg and the other one is Mark Waldman. Both of these men have done the Silva method. They actually worked with Silva International for a while, a couple of years ago. And this book they've written says words can change your brain. And it's all based on neuroscience. And this is so important. And the reason that words can literally change your brain, change your neural pathways, and affect your results in your life is because of this one simple fact. The subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. When you close your eyes and visualize, your subconscious mind can't tell if it's real or imagined. That's why Olympic athletes visualize winning. They visualize as 75% of their training. If they're the top athletes today, they've proven scientifically that with basketball players or any sport for that matter, if they divide the training time into 25 visualizing, 75 training, or 50-50 or 25-75, whichever ratio, the best results came from 75% visualizing and 25% physical training. Can you believe that? Why? Because when you visualize it, your subconscious mind can't tell the difference. It thinks you're shooting perfectly, like with basketball, or you're winning the race. If you're a public speaker, you visualize yourself giving a great, powerful presentation. The mind thinks it's real. So you keep practicing in your mind. It becomes you. The next thing you get up to speak and you think, wow, wasn't I good today? How did that happen? That's a result of using visualization as a technique. The Silva method does that. It uses visualization in a in a meditative state. So if you look at that stickman diagram again, the top half, the conscious mind, can accept or reject any idea. If I say something that you don't believe, you're going to say to me, nah, Janine, sorry, I don't believe that. You'll reject it. However, the subconscious mind has no ability to reject anything. It takes everything literally. So let's have a bit of fun now. I want you to shout out as fast as you can. Just give me once-off words or phrases that are negative that we say to ourselves. Go on.
I can't do that.
Right, perfect. Can't. That's the first word. Number one. Yes, very good. What else?
Oh, that won't happen.
Okay, won't. Yes, what else?
It's impossible.
Brilliant. Impossible. What else? Idiot. Very good. I've got one on the chat line here. Idiot. Yes, good. Idiot. Hate. Well, let me talk about hate. Thank you very much there, Chris. Did you know when we use the word hate, that the stomach immediately produces acid? So thank you for sharing. What other words are negative? Fear, definitely. Or I'm scared. Or I am anything negative. What else is a negative phrase we say to ourselves?
Not capable of?
Not capable, yes.
Yeah, it's can't. Yeah.
What's that?
No.
Okay, anything else? Not good enough. Thank you. There's another one. Not good enough. That's a very powerful one.
I'm tired.
Failure. Yeah, we've got failure here. I'm tired. So just to tell you, if you say I'm tired, well, think about this. There's some people you know in your life, you can ask them, how are you? And every time you ask them, they'll say, oh, I'm so tired. Do you know why they're so tired? Because they keep saying, I'm so tired. Can I tell you, if a perfectly energetic person in good health had to just repeat 20 times, I'm tired, that person will feel enormously tired after just saying that 20 times, even if they knew it was just a test, an exercise. So every time you tell yourself you're tired, you are making yourself more tired. And if you keep doing that every day on a regular basis, you're conditioning yourself to remain a tired person who's never got energy. So that's a good one. What else?
It didn't
Excuses.
work. It didn't work last time I tried it.
Pardon? What's that?
It didn't work last time I tried it.
Oh, yes. Very good. It didn't work. Is it like a negative phrase? Yes, it didn't work last time I tried it. Very good.
That person always blocks me. You know, they don't support me. They block me.
Yes.
They won't help.
Yes. Any form of blame is definitely negative. Yes. What else?
The excuses we tell ourselves.
Yes. Like what?
I don't know, like I'm not good enough for that, or I don't have the time, or I have to go there and cannot do what I need to do. I don't know.
Yes.
Everything we excuse ourselves.
Exactly right. Very good. I like the one I don't have the time, because I'll just give you a quick tip. If you stop saying I don't have time and rather change it to say this, it's not a priority, you'll quickly realize what's important and not important to you. And if it is something that you're trying to do, and every time you said, oh, I don't have time, and you just said, oh, no, I don't, it's not a priority, you'll go, that actually is important to me, and you'll change the way you treat that thing that you want to do when we say we don't have time. So that's a very good one. Thank you. Another one here that came up, if only I had. Yes, if only I had this or I had that. So I'm going to share a few more here with you. The word try. So I'll try to meet you at 7. I'll try to finish it by tomorrow. It presupposes failure. If you said, I will do it, your brain takes it literally and says, okay, you're going to do this. Another couple of words that cause miscommunication. The first two are never and always. Never and always are red flags. But they cause miscommunication. What I mean is this. If you're talking to someone who's not paying attention and you said, you know, you never listen to me, you make them defensive and then they'll defend themselves. And, you know, they're going to like, they just will reject what you're trying to say. If you said, you know, you're not really listening to me right now, they'll probably be far more receptive. The word always as well. If you say to someone, you're always late, or you always forget to call me, or you always, it's not true. It cannot possibly be always. So they cause, you know, this miscommunication. The word but. So when we say but, it's like saying this, hey, I love you, but. So it kind of negates everything you said before. And then a very big word is don't. The reason it's a big negative word is because the mind thinks in pictures. Whether you know that or not, or believe that or not, it's proven the mind thinks in pictures. So every time we say something, you impress a picture into your mind. So if we said to a child, don't spill your drink, the picture we are projecting is spilt drink. Or don't slam the door, you're putting the picture of slam door. So you are communicating what you don't want to happen when you should really be communicating what you do want to happen. There, when we focus on what we don't want. He has hate, he has tired, he has should causes guilt. Another phrase we use is a pain in the neck, a pain in the butt, or saying it's critical. There's nothing that's really critical unless someone's in ICU or you're in the middle of a war zone. Oh, it's a disaster. That's definitely a very negative word. Nothing is really a disaster. Something may be not going so well, but it's not a disaster. I'll give you a few more before I give you the solution. To say things like, oh, I'm dying to go on holiday, or I'm dying for a massage. Dying, now remember, your brain takes it literally. I'm dying. You keep saying I'm dying. That is really, really bad to keep impressing on your mind, a term like that. Or the term, I'm sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of the traffic. I'm sick and tired of those people. I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of the weather. If you keep saying I'm sick and tired, it's like giving 10 orders to the universe of being sick and tired. And before you know it, it'll serve it up to you. You're going to feel unwell. You're going to be a bit fatigued, and you're going to come to be tired and then sick as well. So that's another one. Or another one is also, I can't stand this and I can't stand that. A lady came to the Silva Method class And when I was talking about this, she went, oh my goodness. She said, my mother, her whole life used the phrase, I can't stand this and I can't stand that. She said, my mother had leg problems. She said, and so do I. And after this technique, which I'll share with you now, she used it and stopped saying that. And her legs have got much better. And this I know for certain because I see her every single week because we work together on a Monday. So here's your pattern interrupter. So this is a habit pattern. The way we think and the way we speak is a habit pattern. So in the Silva method, it's called the cancel technique. So everyone there say cancel.
Cancel.
Good girl, well done. So cancel. So what you do is you have to do two things, cancel and reframe. So I'll give you an example. Let's see what's come up. Oh, thank you very much. Thanks, Chris. You canceled. Okay. You also mentioned another one, if only I had this, if only I had that. So I'll give you an example. If we said, I can't learn this, the first word, I can't do this, we can say cancel. Somehow, some way, I can learn to do this. Whatever's positive. If it's I'm tired, say what it is that you want. When people are tired, they either want more energy or they want to sleep or rest. So if you say I'm tired, go cancel. I could do with more energy right now. Or cancel, I need a good sleep tonight. I could do with a good rest right now. Say what it is that you want. If we said hate, just go cancel. I don't really like that. That's far better on the mind than the word hate. As I said, it produces acid. The best one is don't. So when you say don't slam the door, say cancel. Please close the door quietly. Don't be late. Cancel. Please be on time. Just eliminate the most important two, I think, are can't and don't. Get them out of your vocab altogether. And well, they're all really no good. So that's your second technique. Cancel and reframe. At work, never use the term it's critical. Always say it's very important. Now, when somebody else, not you, is in your company and they are catastrophizing, my life's a disaster, I could jump off a bridge, everything's going wrong, it's killing me, this job, but that's the worst one, it's killing me. Cancel. Then in your own mind, just go cancel, everything's going to be fine. Because when someone else is catastrophizing, did you know that your subconscious mind takes it in literally as if you saying it as well, as if it was you? So this is why they say don't hang around with negative people, because it affects you. It does affect you. The other thing is, you're not going to say cancel out loud if someone, is saying something like, imagine you're with your boss and your boss says, this project's killing me and, I'm just dying for it to be over. You can't say to his face, cancel. But in your own mind, you just say cancel in your mind and you reframe it. Everything's going to be good. Everything's going to work out fine, whatever it may be. And if you catch yourself saying a negative phrase, definitely the most important one is yourself. Cancel and reframe positively. I know this sounds really simplistic and even a little bit silly, but it's a fact that you actually stop a neural pathway in your brain. It takes the cancel and really does erase that neural pathway. And when you reframe it with a positive one, you're creating a new neural pathway. And the more you do this, slowly but surely, you're training yourself one by one to have one more positive thought. And over time, you're going to be better for it, because positive thoughts give positive outcomes. Negative thoughts give negative outcomes. They can never give you a positive outcome. If you are worried or stressed and you're going to talk worry language and speak from a stressed vocabulary, you are not helping yourself improve the situation one bit. In fact, you're making it worse. So we've got to speak in positive terms. Now, hear this. We have about 70,000 thoughts a day. And they say 80 to 86% of them, on average, are negative. Think about that. 85% of our thoughts are negative. This technique, as simple as it is, if you really have awareness and apply it, it can literally change your life. because everything is a result of our thoughts. And words are just a more, a firmer expression of what we're thinking. You'll never say something you haven't thought before. So that's why when you're speaking, listen to yourself and catch yourself when you're saying negative things and overwrite them. Cancel them and overwrite them. All right. So that's...
So, Janine, may I please just, before we finish this part, it's Caitlin speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Could I please just let the group know, I can absolutely verify what you're saying. I was brought up by, like in the 60s, I was, you know, a kid growing up, and the language at the time, you know, with the hippies and whatnot, and they used to say crash, meaning to sleep. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to crash now.
Mm-hmm.
So in my my mother and my father, they weren't hippies, but you know, anyway, they my father would say, "Oh, I really want to crash," and so the kids, we picked up the language, and we'd say, "I really want to crash," and I manifested for myself a car accident where it took me 10 months to recover because I was always saying, "Oh, look, I'm going to crash," and so one day I did, and so then I cancelled that. And I now go to sleep, and I've been driving safely for 12 years since.
Wow.
Thank you. Excellent. It's a good story. Very good, very true. So, yeah, very good. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
All right, so step number 2 now. The first one was how to remain calm and focused, even under pressure. Meditate daily, use the cancel technique. The second one is have clear goals and achieve them faster. So we do need to get clear on our goals, and I'm going to give you a quick exercise on how you can do that. Remember I said, 98% of people don't know clearly what it is that they want. They know what they don't want, but they don't know what they do want. And it's very important to get clear. And we need to be clear because what I'm going to share with you is a way to stay positive, motivated, and focused, because we need those 3 ingredients for us to achieve our goals. And then also, how do we achieve them faster? Right. So here's a quick exercise to get clear on what you want. I'm going to suggest that you do this in this way, and you will get different results to doing this with a pen and paper. If I said go off and write out what it is that you want, you're going to come up with some answer. What I'm going to ask you to do in this way, this exercise, you'll get different answers, and they're definitely closer to what you truly want that's right for your life. So in the Silva method, we do this in a 45-minute guided meditation, and it's phenomenal what comes out. So how you do this is find a quiet spot on your own where you won't be disturbed. Take at least 15 minutes. Grab a pen and paper with you and go and sit in a chair. Close your eyes, breathe slowly and deeply, and meditate. Just focus on your breath or whatever you want to focus on. Count backwards, whatever it is, and get into a very deep and calm state, like a meditative state. Once you're really relaxed, you then, keeping your eyes closed, you then peek your one eye and you look at these questions that you write beforehand, and you just close your eyes again and you just relax your mind, and whatever comes into your head, you just write it down. Don't judge it, don't analyze it, just write it down. So here are the 5 questions. It's called the what do I want reflection. The first question is, what do I want to create? And the reason we ask you to write it this way is we're very intentional about using the word create because we're not victims. Life doesn't happen to us. We create our own reality. So every time you affirm, what do I want to create? You are empowering yourself with the knowledge and awareness that you do create your own reality. So that's the first thing. What do I want to create? And whatever comes up, just scribble it down. Close your eyes again. Go back into meditation. Then you just look at the next question. Whatever comes up, you write it down. The next question is, why is this valuable to me? When we answer the question why, you introduce the purpose of wanting this thing. And that is really what's going to manifest your goal. It's not so much the goal itself. It's really why you want it. And when you're clear as to why you want it, you increase your purpose for achieving this goal. And that makes you more motivated. It keeps you more focused on it. Then the third one is, I love it. What talents and strengths do I have to create this? Wonderful. We want to work in our strength zone. We want to use our God-given talents. If anyone says to you, work on your weaknesses, I'm going to tell you that I don't agree with that at all. The only weaknesses you should try to overcome is things like procrastination and chronic negative thinking and, complaining all the time, things like that. That's what we should try to overcome, but not develop in areas where we are weak. Try to find your strengths, try to find your talent areas, and then align them with what it is that you want. Because when you're doing things that you're good at, you are happier. None of us like doing anything we're not good at. So what talents and strengths do I have? Very good question. We're now putting together things that you love to do and things that you do well. The next one is, when do I want to create this? Okay, that's obvious. We're just trying to get a targeted date to work towards it, because the subconscious mind is very powerful that way. And then lastly, how does this relate to others? This is called the benefit extension factor. Benefit extension. When you can understand how achieving your goals can benefit someone else or two other people, it makes the reason for achieving this goal even more important. It increases that purpose even more. And what a blessing that you can be in your life, knowing that if you achieved your goals, you'd benefit other people. So as an example, if you have a family and your goal was increasing your income and you had more money, how does it relate to others? Well, of course it will. You can provide better. You can maybe go on more holidays or spend more time doing fun things together, or donate to charity, or help people less fortunate than yourself, whatever it may be. How does it relate to others? Okay, so that's the what do I want reflection. If you try this in a meditative state, I can assure you, you'd get different answers to trying to answer these now, eyes open, in the what we call the beta brainwave state, like you are now. I'm asking you to do this in the alpha brainwave state. That's when your brainwaves are about half of what they are now. And you get into alpha very quickly when you close your eyes and with deep, slow breathing, like you're meditating. So that's the first one. The next thing is, how do we stay focused and motivated? And how do we speed up what we're trying to manifest? We've all heard the power of gratitude. There's no one, I don't think, hasn't heard people talk about gratitude. It's an enormous subject today. And it's also scientifically proven. There is so much in gratitude that is, beneficial for your immune system, beneficial for your health, for your optimism, for your happiness. But most importantly, when we talk about achieving goals, you've all heard about the law of attraction, which is just another term for really the law of vibration, which is a universal law that says like attracts like. And being a universal law, this is really the truth. It doesn't depend on your belief. You don't even have to believe me. You don't even have to agree with it. It's still working in your life right now, whether you want to agree with it or not. The law of vibration that like attracts like is this. If you are very grateful and find things to appreciate and be thankful for, and you really get into that feeling place of gratitude, you're going to attract more things into your life that are going to make you feel grateful. By the same token, if you're going to keep complaining and talk about your frustrated situation and complain about the problems in your life and have a pity party whenever you talk to someone, you're just attracting more things into your life to complain about. Angry people attract things to make them more angry. So gratitude journaling is my tip for you. Try to gratitude journal every day. Make it a habit, fixed habit in your life. It's going to help you really manifest more of what you want sooner. It's going to make you happier. It's much healthier. It changes a pessimist over time into an optimist, believe it or not. You start to count your blessings. And my other tip is, do gratitude journaling at night before you go to sleep. Why? Because they've proved how you go to sleep at night is how you wake up. So if you go to sleep angry and worried and stressed, you're going to wake up angry, worried, and stressed. But if the last thing you do is write a page of what you're so grateful for, what you're so happy about, what you're thankful for and appreciate in your life. You're going to go to sleep grateful and happy. And you're going to wake up grateful and happy. And you start to train yourself that way. And the more grateful you are, the better your life works out. This is just an absolute fact. And I love this quote. It says this: those who thank for little will not thank for much. And it's very true. Ungrateful people are unhappy. Grateful people are generally always happy. And it's not about what you have and don't have in your life. It's about what you appreciate that you do have. And it helps shift the focus on what we don't have. Because remember, the law of attraction, if you are focused, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it, you are creating the don't having of it. Your awareness is on the absence. And if your awareness is on the absence, you are maintaining and creating the absence of the thing that you want. So that's a definite gratitude journaling. And then, of course, the last tip is surround yourself with people who can support you in achieving your goals. Every personal development guru will tell you that. That's not new. And the nice thing about the Silva method is the graduates are in contact. We are a group. We have a community, and we get together and we do things together from time to time. So that's a group that can support you. And people make friends amongst the Silva graduates. I've got a whole group of them. They are, like friendly with each other, and they help each other out. Okay. So the third thing is overcome self-limiting beliefs. We want to rewire ourselves for success. So the first thing I want to say is we need to know what our limiting beliefs are. So just in brief, I'll share with you. Any negative emotion is a sign that you have somewhere, somehow a limiting belief about yourself, someone else, or the situation. So make a note. Maybe keep like a negative emotion awareness journal or little book with you. And every time you feel angry or frustrated or jealous or overwhelmed or frustrated or whatever it may be, you write it down, what's going on and what's happening. And then pay attention. There's some limiting belief in there, and you can change your situation. I'll just give you an example. When my life was in such a bad place, like I mentioned when I began and opened the webinar, I was struggling in my role, and I used to say I hate my job. Cancel. And I had to confirm that with anyone who I spoke to. I'd keep saying it, and I'd think it all the time. I kept thinking how much I hated. And then I had this awareness, and I thought, Janine, you keep saying that you hate your job. Well, you are creating this. So I thought, right, I'm going to overwrite this belief. It's just a belief. And I just forced myself to affirm I absolutely love my job. I would repeat it 1,000 times, going to work on the tram or the train in the morning. I'd affirm it every gap that I had. I'd keep on I forced myself to change that belief. I absolutely love my job. And if I had to, and if I could, I'd close my eyes and I'd visualize the job I had before where I really did love it, and just feel that feeling again. And just practice that feeling of loving my job. Well, I tell you, 5 months when everything turned around for me, I did absolutely love my job. And I was in the same role. My boss never changed. My work never changed. My clients never changed. I never changed company. I never changed the boss. I never changed the area, the environment. I changed me. I changed my belief. And when I changed my belief, it was my reality. I absolutely loved my job, and I loved it for the years after that until I left to work for myself. So that's an example. So what I'm going to share with you now is a way that you can overwrite a limiting belief. So first of all, we want to create some evidence. It's called a resourceful state. So the evidence is this. If you look at that man, he's on top of a mountain and he's feeling a sense of achievement, a sense of success, of winning, of being proud of himself. Every one of us have got a moment like that in our lives. Reflect on your life and on your success and find what you think is the highest point of achievement in your life. Whatever that memory is, go into a meditative state, close your eyes, and visualize reliving that experience in every detail. See the colors, hear the sounds, smell the smells, taste the tastes. Relive it as vividly as you can until you feel that emotion of success, of winning, of that being proud of yourself. And once you've achieved that, bring into your mind then a future goal, and then visualize achieving that future goal until, again, you feel emotion. Remember, emotion is the creative force. It's not just having the visualizing, it's the emotion. That's the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is your emotional mind. So when you feel emotion, you're impressing on your subconscious mind. And then once you do that, just visualize that future scene achieved, how you'd feel if it was achieved. If you can, daily, even for just 5 minutes, I can promise you, you'll achieve your goals faster than you can believe. Things will work out for you. You'll be astounded. It really does work. So that's the tip on that one, which is overcoming limiting beliefs. And then step 4, the last one, is how to make better decisions and recognize opportunities. So this is really about accessing your creativity and your intuition. So intuition, as I said, is so important. And we need intuition to make better decisions, especially when we don't have enough information. We don't have enough data. We don't have enough facts. And we need to make a decision. Well, this is when you need intuition to guide you. And also, many opportunities come past us in our lives. How do we know which one's the right one for us? Again, it's intuition. So how valuable is intuition? Well, here, according to Harvard research, this is the most fantastic research study, in my opinion. It says the 2 most effective tools for the 21st century executives are meditation and intuition. I'm so happy with this statistic or this research. And it's been done again by another university in the UK and somewhere else in Europe as well, with the same outcome. So now you can see the importance. The first tip I gave you tonight was to meditate. And the more you meditate, the more you really do develop access to your intuition. Okay. So the challenge with intuition is that we don't really know, is it wishful thinking, or is it fear, or is it really accurate intuitive insight? We often have a lot of distortions, and one of them is projection. Projection is this: we project our own paradigm or our own beliefs onto a situation and think it's intuition. So I'll give you an example. If you grew up with maybe your parents saying, never trust a second-hand car salesman, you know, they're not to be trusted, and you just have this in your subconscious mind somewhere, years later, you yourself as an adult are buying a car, you go to a second-hand car showroom, you like the car, you're about to do the deal, and just before making the decision, something inside you says, you can't trust this person. Now, is that intuition that you can't trust him, or is this now, you know, projection? So that's the reason we can have distortion. So the challenge is we lack points of reference. Points of reference means a lot of feedback on your intuition, whether you're right or wrong. And the more of that you have, the more you refine your intuition. So the best way to develop your intuition is to have many, many, many accurate, verifiable points of reference. You sense it one way, you get feedback. You sense it another way, you get feedback. Lots of evidence, lots of experience. Practice, practice, practice. So in the Silva method, it's a 4-day program. Day 3 and 4, 2 full days are spent just on intuition, where we play these fun games and you get immediate feedback. So you know when you sensed it a certain way, you were accurate, and when you sensed it another way, or maybe you're overthinking, you were incorrect. So that's just to share with you an incredibly powerful way. In just 4 days, you'll be absolutely blown away by your own intuition. We all have intuition, every single one of us. It's one of your senses. You're born with 6 senses. Maybe you don't trust it, maybe you don't use it, maybe you do. But if you don't think you have intuition, that's not true. You're just not aware or haven't refined it or developed it. So that's it. I'm going to quickly recap. The 4 skills. The first one is how to stay calm and focused, even under pressure. Meditate daily and use the cancel, cancel, and reframe technique. The next one, get clear on your goals and achieve them quicker. Use the what do I want reflection in a quiet meditative state. Pre-write your questions down. Gratitude journal every night. And do your best to surround yourself with people who can support you. To overcome your limiting beliefs, remember, revisit in your mind, visualizing and reliving a moment of achievement till you feel emotionally charged, and then bring in a future goal and visualize accomplishing that goal, and then visualize that every day, every day, every day, even for 5 minutes. And then last but not least, to develop the more of your intuition so you can make better decisions and recognize opportunities. Well, that's developing the intuition. So if you don't do the Silva method and you want to develop your intuition, my advice would be become more aware of hunches, your gut feeling, your sixth sense. And to develop it, just follow it every time. Always go with your intuition, always. If it guides you wrong, just go back, reflect, and work out, was it fear, was it wishful thinking? And you will help improve your intuition. Of course, the Silva method is a money-back guaranteed program, and you will have so much practice and so much awareness on intuition, it'll change your life. So that's one way we can absolutely develop it in the 4-day course that we're in the class together and with different people, and you swap and you change and you really just practice. It's really fun. All right, so I hope that was valuable for all of you. If it was, and if you'd like to expand and develop yourself further, well, this is based on the Silva method. The rest is up to you. You can practice this. It'll really change and help your life, absolutely. But if you want to dig deeper and do much more, then I'd recommend that you explore the 4-day program. Jose Silva was the founder, and he says the greatest discovery you'll ever make is the potential of your mind. And that's true. If you go back to that story I shared with you earlier, true story of the Silva method trainer in Singapore who brought herself back from full body paralysis, you can understand the potential of your mind is absolutely unlimited. And people like Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Bruce Lipton are leading the world today with astounding examples of people they're helping to overcome extraordinary conditions using the power of the mind. Pleasure, Chrissy, thank you. So just what we do in the Silva method, just briefly, it's very structured and simple techniques. These are some of the things that we do. We learn how to obviously meditate. The whole thing's a dynamic meditation program. You learn how to manage and reduce stress, how to sleep better without the use of drugs, pain, headaches, and improve your health without the use of drugs. Increase self-confidence. People think it's not that easy. It's really something you can do, definitely. And if you've got children, the best gift you can give your child is to increase self-confidence, help them know how to do that. We obviously get clear on our goals. We visualize to manifest our goals. As I said, 2 days on intuition. Just to be in the flow, have more innovative, creative ways to find solutions in your life, or to innovate on new ideas, whether it's for your business or whether it's for work. How to also just tap into our creativity. There's a decision-making technique called glass of water, which is fantastic. We also do a life purpose exercise. For me, that's a standout. It was the Silva method that helped me find my life purpose, and it really, I cannot be more grateful for finding it, and then also giving me the tools to overcome all my fears and limiting beliefs of leaving corporate after 20 years and working for myself, and now enjoying the freedom that I have and the pleasure of living my life purpose and adding value to others, which is my greatest sense of meaning and contentment today. And that's really, the Silva method's got a wonderful life purpose exercise, which I can't promise you'll find your life purpose there and then in the exercise, but you will plant the seed, and it'll start to germinate in your subconscious mind, and it'll lead you to find it. That I'm certain of. Also make you feel more empowered about fixing anything in your life, all the results that you want, be more inspired, and just learn to trust yourself and have more confidence in yourself to change your results yourself, using simple techniques and knowing that they really do work. So just to tell you how it works, it's a 4-day program. The investment is $1,500 for the 4 days. 2 of the benefits are, once you become a Silva graduate, you can review the program for free, unlimited, for the rest of your life, anywhere in the world. And there's over 100 countries. You only pay a seat charge of $85 for Silva Life System and $85 for Silva Intuition. So the first 2 days is Life System and the second 2 days is Intuition. There's also a full conditional money-back guarantee. If you don't like it or don't think it's going to add value, we'll give you all your money back. The only condition is you attend every day and do every exercise. We also have a kids program for children between 8 and 12. I just said contact me there if you want, because there's one booked class in April every year, and then the rest are by appointment. The most important thing about Silva Kids is it's a prerequisite that at least one parent is a Silva graduate. And the only reason is they need to be supported when they leave the class and encouraged to use the techniques to get the most out of it. And you also don't want your child saying, hey, mom, dad, if this is so good for me, why aren't you doing it? We need to lead by example with our children. So be a parent, first do it, and your child can come to the adult class. It happens all the time. I've got children coming to the class. As long as they're 8 years or older, they can join the normal 4-day adult Silva life and intuition system. And I'm telling you, the kids are the best students in the room when it comes to intuition. I love them. They just are phenomenal because they haven't been conditioned, to not trust their intuition, or they don't have much fear, and their mind's not boggled with all the rubbish that, we have as when we're older. So they really are very, very amazing and eager and fun students for intuition. So that's really it from me. Thank you very much for your time and attention. I'll just leave this slide on because the classes are there. The next class is 12 to 15 September, 4 days in a row, Thursday to Sunday. And the next class is 2 weekends with a gap in between. Thank you, Christina. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chris. Thank you all for joining. I'm going to stop the recording now.